This is what we need to do to offer that program. This is what we need to do to fund these roads. This is what we need to do. And the voters agree, okay? The California percent is not as high as the San Joaquin County percent, okay? Because we as voters in this county, there were things we wanted done and we agreed to pay the extra, okay? And from state to state, like I said, Oregon doesn't have sales tax, but they have other taxes that the people get taxed instead. So they work it out, trust me, they work it out. It's not like, oh, you don't have to pay any, but I have to pay a lot. They work it out, they balance it out. The next kind of tax is real estate taxes. The real estate tax, okay? The real estate tax is the fee paid as a percentage. As a percentage, yeah. This should be percentage up here too. Add that age in. Percent is a number, percentage is a value. Percentage of the value, oops, I can't spell, of your real estate. Okay, now real estate could be land you own. It could be your home you own. It could be a farm if you're a farmer. It could be rental property. Okay, now I do know that California's for this kind of stuff, any real estate thing, okay? So it doesn't have to be something that's your primary residence. You pay real estate tax on any land-based stuff, okay? You could own just a piece of land and have to pay taxes on it. Now, depending on how developed it is, if it's just a plot of land, they're going to charge you less taxes on that than a plot of land that has a house on it or a plot of land that has a farm on it. The more developed it is, the more they're going to charge you. Okay, the bigger it is, the more they're going to charge you. Okay. For this, it is paid twice a year. Paid twice a year. Okay. November and March. Now, they figure out for the whole year and they divide it in two and have two payments that are equal payments. Okay. Another thing about real estate tax, if you do not pay it, the government can take your real estate to pay off back taxes. Okay. So if you think you're going to get out of it, oh, I just won't pay them. Oh, no big deal. They'll let it pile up. I think it's a 3-year pile up. And in the 4th year, they file a legal document to take your property, sell your property to pay the back taxes, and they get to keep what's left. They can seize your property if you do not pay taxes. So you don't want to be a smarty and think you're getting out of it. Okay. I do believe California's are not as high as, say, Oregon's, because that's one of the way I think Oregon makes up for not having a sales tax. They have a higher percent on their property tax. Okay. I learned it. Oops. Okay. The last kind of tax we're going to talk about today is our employment tax, which is our payroll tax. And that is a plural, payroll taxes, because there's more than one type. Okay. This is fees paid to the government by taking money out of your paycheck at given percentages. So each is a little bit different. Okay. Each has a little bit different percent that goes with it. Okay. Each has a different percent that goes with it. First one, federal income tax, abbreviation FIT. Okay. Next one, state income tax, abbreviated SIT. Unemployment, employment tax. That is UI. Unemployment insurance is what the abbreviation stands for, but it's the unemployment tax. It's part of what helps fund EDD. Well, let's do it the right way. Employment Development Department. Should always define your acronyms before using them, which is EDD for, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, unemployment benefits. So the people that were out of jobs and stuff. Now, if you quit a job, you can't get it. If you're fired from a job, you can't get it. You get unemployment insurance when when they have to let you go. It wasn't because you did something wrong and got fired. It wasn't because you chose to quit. It was because something happened with the company. Okay. Which is what happened earlier this year with all these companies having to close because of COVID. Those people had to go on to unemployment because without their choice, their company had to close. Okay. Okay. So it's when you are downsized, maybe the company had to restructure and they had too many employees, so they had to let some employees go. Not because you did a bad thing, but because they didn't have a job for you anymore, or they themselves had to close. So they had to let you go. Okay. It's things that were beyond your control. All right. There's also Social Security tax, which, funny, is abbreviated FICA. I can look it up, but I don't feel like it right now. Anybody who wants to look up why Social Security is called FICA, more power to you. I just know it's been called FICA for the entire time I've ever done taxes. So, and I've been doing taxes since I was 16. I had a job at 16. Okay, and then there's Medicare tax. And I think that they just do med for that one, if I recall correctly. Okay. Social Security tax is supposed to help with retirement funds. Supposed to, notice how I say that? Medicare is supposed to help with medical after you retire. I should say probably provide. Supposed to help provide medical benefits. They're not the greatest, but they're something better than nothing. after you retire. Now, I say supposedly for Social Security and Medicare because of the fact that in the past, way back from before I was even born, some of the government and people in government, they made some poor choices, and they decided that, oh, well, we need to pay for this, and the way we're going to pay for it is we're going to use this big pool of money, big pool of money we have sitting here called Social Security, and we promise, cross our heart, we'll pay it back. Does that seem likely? No. The other problem with Social Security that's happening is, remember, there was this generation called baby boomers. They were born after World War II until like the mid 60s. Okay. And a lot of them, it was a huge generation. There was a gigantic amount of children born during that time, about 2 decades. And those people now, if you think about it, born in the 50s and 60s, that huge group of people makes up over half of our workforce, and they're starting to get older and they're starting to retire. And because the government went ahead and did this, I'll borrow from Social Security, I swear I'll pay you back, they're now drawing more money out than people can put in to cover it. So that is why one of the big things we talk about in this class is protecting yourself and making sure that you are planning for your retirement money and not depending on Social Security. Social Security will be nice, but if you depend on it and only it, you will end up with practically nothing, okay? Because they borrowed from it and they're paying it back. Nope. Okay, now all of these, oops, I put that in the wrong spot. No, I didn't. All of these taxes here, these payroll taxes, right? Everyone pays their taxes for income on, who knows the day? Who knows what day tax day is? Probably heard your parents complain about it. Who knows what day tax day is? April 15th each year. Okay, every April 15th. Now, yes, if April 15th lands on a Saturday or lands on a Sunday, they bump it to the Monday. Okay, they never make it earlier than April 15th, but they can be making it as late as April 17th. So if the 15th is a Saturday, they'll make it due the Monday. This year they had it bumped. I think they bumped it till July because of the whole COVID thing. But you need to plan the taxes get paid April 15th. Okay. You complete a tax return form that details your income and allowed deductions. Okay. Goal, oops, tax refund. Okay. We want a tax refund. What can happen? You owe more taxes than were removed from your paycheck. Okay, so you could owe, but the goal is to have a tax refund. Now, the way you get more likely to get this goal of tax refund is be willing to let them take extra during the year out of your paycheck to ensure you get a refund. Okay, so there's a minimum. This should be your. There's a minimum that they take, okay? And they have this chart thing, and the chart thing says, okay, example, Rosie got $300 this week. Let's look at it on our chart. Oh, it says take $10 in federal income tax out. Oh, it says take $4 out in state income tax. And then the other ones are percentages. So unemployment's a percent, Social Security's a percent, Medicare's a percent. Okay. So for the state and the federal income tax, they have this little chart. And they look at the chart as a tiny little window each time. What happens is over time, your paychecks add up. And by the time you finish the year, you may have gone from one level on the chart to the next level on the chart. Okay. And with that, it means that you end up owing at the end of the year. So that is why I said it is best, especially at your age, to allow them to take it at single zero deductions. Let them take more out than they absolutely need to each one, so that extra adds up to cover the end of the year when you have to pay the taxes, okay? Because you guys are not going to be in the boat where you have allowed deductions. You won't. Okay? You won't have deduction. Okay? So, questions about, oh, one thing I should say, and let me see if it'll let me, that's a highlighter. Where's the feature where I can just like draw? If I want to just do like a draw, is that in here somewhere? Not a whole drawing, just like a little like pencil. Does anybody know where the little pencil feature is? That's the highlighter feature. Is there a little pencil feature? Those of you that are a little more techie than me. That's a spell check. Okay, so then I'm going to have to insert a drawing new. Okay, because I want this little bracket thing. That's select. Action. That's paste. Where's draw? This is why I like Microsoft better sometimes, because I can just go like this and draw. Maybe if I just do a curvy line like this. Nope, back it up. I will figure this out if it's the last thing I do. Stop. Stop. I want a wiggly line. I just saw scribble. I want one of these. Okay, save and close. Now I got to figure out where to put it. I need to put it in front of, so I have to say that this is going to move with my stuff. In front of all these. All of these, except this needs to be a little bit smaller. I can do that. Look, I'm not doing so bad. All of these, the federal, the state, the Medicare, all of those. See how if I could get a little closer. Make it a little smaller this way. All of those are 30% of your check. So I need to reopen it and write with my squiggle. See, I'm not doing so bad. 30% of your paycheck. So almost 1/3 of your paycheck is for taxes. Okay, questions? Any questions? Okay, let me post the assignment. I haven't put it in your Google Classroom yet. Give me 1 second. Let me move this. Okay. Classwork. Copy. So you guys are finishing them up and making sure you have it all that you can have at least. Oh, it does look like I released it. So you guys just need to attach it. I'm so much better than I thought I was. Yay. Do you guys see the chapter 6, notes 1 assignment? So go get attached. Attach it and turn it in. Remember, the best place to go is always when you open your Google Classroom to the tab that says classwork, because it goes directly to. Okay, so get it attached and turn it in. Okay, let me stop the recording.